What's going on, guys? Hope y'all are doing fantastic today. So this past weekend I did a little research. I did a little reconnaissance. I got a group of my lady friends who are all married or in relationships, and I asked them a question. What type of fragrances do you like your man to wear during the autumn or fall? And every single one of them said, I like my man to wear something fresh, spicy, and that makes me feel cozy. And all of a sudden, I got an idea. In today's episode, we're going to be going over 7 fantastic warm and spicy fragrances to wear this autumn, or fall, whatever you want to call it. So stay tuned. Cue that intro. What's going on, my beautiful fragrance family, and welcome back to My2Scents. My name is Brian, and this is the show all about boosting your confidence through the art of fragrance and becoming a lasting scent. Like I said before the intro, I sat down 10 of my lady friends. They're all married, they're all in relationships, and I asked them just one question. What types of fragrances do you enjoy on your man during the fall? And they all came to the same agreement. They like their men to smell fresh, spicy, and warm and cozy. They actually said they want their man's fragrances to make them feel warm and cozy. And I found that very interesting. But before we get into these 7 fragrances, I just want to give a shout out to the fragrance family. Hope y'all are doing fantastic. Thank you for the continued love and support. Y'all are freaking amazing. If you're new to this channel or been stopping by for a little while, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Throw me up those likes, and don't forget to leave me some comments down below. Also, I'm curious, what fragrances does your significant other enjoy smelling on you during the colder seasons? And now that that's all out of the way, it's time to get into That's a Spicy Meatball, Whiffs and Sniffs. Alright, so these are not in any particular order. I have some niche in here. I have some hype fragrances. I got a cheap fragrance here and there. But the first fragrance we're going to start out with is an awesome fragrance. It's one of my favorite spicy fragrances. It's definitely one that you want to try before. I wouldn't suggest blind buying it. But it comes from the house of Gallivant, and it is Istanbul. Now, Gallivant is an awesome house. I really enjoy what they do with their fragrances because they're all inspired by destinations. They have Istanbul, they have Tokyo, they have Los Angeles, amongst many others. They all come in 30 mLs, but they're fantastic. A little pricey, but to me, totally worth it, especially for this one because a little goes a long way. Now this opens up a little fresh. It's very fresh and warm, but very spicy as well. You're gonna get this really beautiful cardamom for the spiciness and some red thyme. So I don't really know the difference between red thyme and regular thyme, but this really is nice and warm and spicy. And throughout the entire fragrance, you're also gonna get some really nice sweet amber, some vanilla, so it's resinous and balsamic. And this is a frickin' beast. I mean, super long lasting, couple sprays, and that's it. You could clear out a room with this. It could become a little bit too much, so it's one of those that you definitely want to sample first. You want to test drive it. The way that the spices are blended in this with the sweetness from the amber and the vanilla, it's gorgeous. It's got some aromatics in there as well, just to help round everything out, not make it too extremely spicy. It's really stinking good. If you want to be my lover, you gotta get Gallivant. Because this is a quite sexy, seductive, alluring fragrance. Because the scent trail with this bad boy is enormous. And that's with a lot of spicy fragrances. The spicier it is, the bigger the scent trail is. And it becomes kind of like a vector field. Those around you just want to come up and smell you. Like I said, get yourself a sample, get yourself a decant, and try this with your significant other, because I think this is fantastic. Okay, so technically there is 9 fragrances in here, because the next house that we're going to be talking about, I actually have 3 fragrances from the house. And the house we're going to be talking about is Zaharoff. But I have Signature Rosé, I also have Business Over Pleasure, and Brass and Soul. I'm going to start with Brass and Soul. Now this is an extremely aromatic, fresh and clean fragrance through and through. But what I love about this is it does have some nice spiciness flowing through the veins of it. But once it starts drying down, it gets nice and warm. It is a really well blended fragrance, especially for your ladies. And I'll tell you why. Ladies love a fresh smelling man. Fresh and clean smelling man. But once you throw those spices in there, it becomes a little bit more alluring. And then as it starts warming up, once it starts drying down, she'll want to get closer to you and she'll want to snuggle with you. Air quotes. You see what I did? Anyways, definitely Brass and Soul. Next one, Business over pleasure. It's an amazing office fragrance. You get some Sichuan pepper. So it starts out nice, fresh, and spicy with some citruses, Sichuan pepper, and then you get some nice powdery aromatic iris that adds a nice sweet aromatic touch to it, and it starts warming up with some nice resins and the woods in the base. A great fragrance not only for the office, but also to wear around with your lady because it's fresh, it's warm, and spicy. Next one, I haven't really added to any list videos. Signature Rosé. Phenomenal unisex rose fragrance. In my opinion, one of the best unisex rose fragrances on the market. George did a fantastic job with this. You get this really nice aromatic sweet rose. You get some beautiful incense flowing through this bad boy. And the rose in this is done so well. There's two different types of rose in here. It's not overly rosy, not just like a feminine rose fragrance, not whatsoever. It's deep, it's mysterious, it's warm, it's got some nice spices with that incense, beautiful aromatics coming from that rose. So the circulatory system of this bad boy is fresh, spicy, and warm. All three of these are fantastic, fresh, spicy, and warm fragrances that I think your lady will find quite captivating. But these two are not going to be around much longer, so definitely get them while the getting's good. Signature Rosé, on the other hand, I don't think it's going anywhere because it's freaking amazing. But so are these. Definitely get them while you can. This next one is a hype beast. Can you guess what it is just by me shaking it? Okay. Comes from Viktor & Rolf. It's Spicebomb Extreme. There's a reason that this is so hyped. It's fantastic. It deserves every ounce of hype that is behind it because it's that good. I like the entire Viktor & Rolf Spicebomb line. I have since it came out. I'm not a huge fan of infrared, but I will revisit it. For those of you who enjoy it, rock it, love it. That's definitely a spicy fragrance, and it's nice and warm as well. What they did with this, they kept that spicy backbone, but they added this nice, rich, ambery vanilla throughout it. But it starts out a little fresh, but it warms up quite quickly. You get all those spices. This is cozy. It's long-lasting. It's delectable. Delectable. It's in the shape of a grenade. I mean, come on. Do I need to say anything else about this fragrance? If you, my friend, have been hiding under a rock and have not gone to your local department store and got yourself a little sample of this and tried it out with your lady, then you're missing out. Check this out because it deserves the hype. It's fantastic. Spicebomb Extreme. This next one is quite expensive if you buy it full retail. Kingdom Fragrance had it for a while. I think you can find it at Max Aroma for a pretty good price. This does float around where you can find it at a really good price. And it comes from Amouage, and it's Epic Man. This is an amazing fragrance. Long-lasting. You get some leather and lots of rich spices. And Amouage is known for their incense. It's nice and spicy. It's a little fresh up top, but it's just really more based around this warm spiciness. It's a quite royal fragrance. Again, something you really wouldn't want to overspray. It's got some nice sweet resins flowing through it, so it's not just spicy. It's such a fantastic fragrance. If you can find this for a good price, I highly suggest picking it up. Even if you have to get a tester, totally worth it. Also, something you're going to want to test drive with your lady. It might be a little too spicy for her, but it might just be the right amount of spice for her. So definitely check out Epic Man from Amouage. So this next one, I don't think I've ever added it to a list. And it's MontBlanc Legend Night. So these pop up at rag stores and discounters all the time. You can find them for a really good price. Not the loudest fragrance. Let me repeat that. Not the loudest fragrance. But it's one of those that sits close to your skin. So when y'all are cuddled up, she's going to feel nice, warm, and cozy because this is a nice, warm, and cozy fragrance. It starts out pretty fresh with some bergamot and some peppermint. A little bit of clary sage to just kind of balance everything out. Cardamom, sweet, spicy. You get some nice woody aspects, and there's a little bit of apple. I think it's apple. Definitely apple. And then it dries down nice and warm with some patchouli, musk, and akagala wood, which adds a little bit more spiciness to it. Awesome fragrance, especially for the price you can get it for. Again, not the loudest fragrance, not the longest lasting, but when it's cheap, I don't mind wasting a few mLs just to keep reapplying it so I smell fresh, spicy, and warm. MontBlanc Legend Night. This next one was inspired by Hemingway. And it comes from Histoires de Parfums, and it's $18.99. This is a great fragrance, especially if you really like that kind of Viktor & Rolf Spicebomb DNA. This is similar, Not 100% similar. It's not a clone, it's not a dupe, but it starts out nice and citrusy with some beautiful cinnamon and spices. Once you get into the heart, it starts warming up. You get some more spices flowing through it. A few aromatic just to balance everything out so it's not overly spicy. And it starts warming up with some slight resins and some woods. It's a cozy fragrance. I thoroughly enjoy this fragrance. And for niche quality, you can get these. You can get these 60 mLs for a stinking good price. Histoires de Parfums never gets talked about. The quality is fantastic. The price is fantastic. The juice is phenomenal. Grab yourself a sample, spray it on, see what your lady thinks. If she loves it, I definitely suggest $18.99 from Histoires de Parfums. Okay. Last but not least, comes from the house of Prada, and it's Luna Rossa Black. I stinking love this fragrance. I've talked about this fragrance quite a lot. I mean, I like the entire Luna Rossa line. Oceans, great fragrance. This, also a great fragrance. It's fresh and spicy. You get this really nice, sweet, spicy, resinous myrrh. It's a great fragrance because it does have some aromatics going on in it. Not a whole lot of citrus. The citrus in the top is just there to pop it off your skin. It's not the loudest fragrance, but is a very attractive fragrance. You're out to dinner, you're Netflix and chilling, whatever it might be, this is cozy. This is a warm and cozy fragrance. She'll want to get closer and closer into your neck as you're cuddled up on the couch because this is a fantastic smelling fragrance. It's definitely garnered me some attention. And I'm pretty sure it'll do the same for you. Can't guarantee it, but if you go to your local department store, you can definitely get yourself a sample of this and try it with your loved one. So definitely check out Luna Rossa Black. Again, it's hyped, but it deserves every single ounce of hype. So there it is, guys. There's 7, technically 9 fragrances that are fresh, spicy, and warm. They're nice and cozy fragrances to get your lovely ladies or gents closer to you this fall, to help them get closer to you, to want to snuggle, to cuddle, to Netflix and chill. So that's it for me today, guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. If you enjoyed today's episode, then do me a favor. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And always remember, you are stinking beautiful. And until next time, happy scent trails.